It's here the Royal Financial Investment Group. I'm going to do a video real quick, pretty much to tell you about how you can invest into real estate on the let's say for E-Trade, right? So when people think of real estate, they think like, hey, I got to go out and you know go through buying a property, then turn around and maybe fixing it up and selling it, or buying a property and waiting until it appreciates in value and stuff like that, which incorporates a lot of lead work, which is a great idea, great way to invest. But let's say if you're someone that you know. You work here every day 9 to 5. You move around a lot. You're military, or you're into some type of corporate or junior executive position, to where you're like, hey, I really don't have the time to manage it, and I don't want to bear the burden of having a property manager and having to bear the burden of trying to come up with that capital, and worried about land being a landlord and rent not being paid, property being destroyed. But hey, I do want to profit some from the real estate industry. I think it's about the rebound, which is already has started to rebound. But uh, I think it's about the rebound. I want to have my portfolio, diversify my portfolio. I want to get into real estate, right? And a way to get into real estate without being a property manager and things like that is pretty much called a REIT, and which is REIT, which is spelled REIT, stands for Real Estate Investment Trust, right? A real estate investment trust is pretty much when people pool their money together. You can put your money pretty much like a pool. They put their money into a big pool, and that money is then used to go out and buy different types of property. And when they buy those different types of property, when people pay their mortgages or their rent, their money is funneled back into the investors. Sounds like a great idea, right? Because like, hey, I don't have to worry about being a landlord and trying to contact the property, all this stuff like that. But the catch to that is, depending on how much money you make and if, how much money you make, you may not qualify for these things. Because let's say here, for example, this is one called property pool. This is where, but pretty much what I'm getting here is going to tell you you have to be an accredited investor. An accredited investor is a person who jointly with their spouse has an assets of $1 million, have a joint net worth of $1 million, not including their primary house. So you can't include the house that you live in until into your can't be included within your net worth in this case. So a lot of people say, hey, I don't have $1 million in assets, or I don't make over $200,000 annually and things like that. But hey, I still want to get into the real estate industry, and I still want to take advantage of a REIT, a REIT, if I'm saying it right, real estate investment trust. So what I've done here is, let's go to E-Trade. Excuse me. Let's go up top. You go to research. You go to products, and you go to ETFs. Right. Then you go to ETFs. This is your quick. Go to the ETF families. Up here, you got all families you want to include. Don't select anything here. Just go down to ETF group here and go select on real estate. Here it says you have 16 matches. You can put in here. You can go by performance. I want the top 20%, the top 20% in expense ratio, or whatever. You can show me. You can use other little search menu bars. But let's just for simplicity, let's go to view the 16 choices that you do have. So now you're going to have 16. What an ETF is going to do, it's going to take these real estate investment trusts that are actually traded on the stock exchange, and it's going to try to mimic their growth, right? It invests into the real estate index and invests into the real estate companies and see how it does over time. I mean, so you can pretty much count to profit from it, maybe not directly, but in a way yourself. So I'm going to go to one. I hit the next button. I'm on the second page here. We're going to take a look at which one is it? Let's take a look at Vanguard with ETF, right? And pretty much you can see down here at the strategy. The investment right here, this is the strategy. You can read it. The investment seeks to provide a high level of income and moderate long-term capital appreciation by tracking the performance of a benchmark index. An index is a bunch of stocks together, and a benchmark index that measures the performance of publicly traded equity REITs. This stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. The fund employs indexing investment approach designed to track the performance of the miscellaneous U.S. REIF index. So it's pretty much going to track the performance of the REIF index, right? And I'm not going to go and read all that. You can read how it's weighted, all that good stuff. But then you have here the dividend yield. So this is paying you. This one in particular is paying you 3.44% quarterly, which is what 12, 12, 13, probably more than that, at least over 12 or 13% annually, which is pretty good to make 12% of dividends annually if it keeps that up. So pretty much. And then you can go down here, you can see like, hey, I want to see how it's been performing, right? You can look at the performance of the last 10 years, 15 years, 3 years, 1 year, things like that. You can even go into more annualized performances. Look at his expense ratio. Uh, you can head over here to the charts. You can go back to the max here. You can see right here in 2009 is when the whole real estate industry, well, 2007, 2006 is when it started its decline, and 2009 is when it's bottomed out, and now it's making its resurgence. It's essentially almost back to where it was at its peak in 2007. So this is an ETF where you can like, hey, I want to get into real estate. I don't trust the stock market. I don't want a bunch of numbers, but I think the real estate industry is great. Things like that. So this is one video I want to do to show you how you can profit from the real estate industry. I hope this helps. And then, for example, if you like this one, you just hit the buy button. Boom, hit the buy button. See how many shares you want to buy, and go from there. But I hope this video helped you out. If it did, hit the thumbs up. As always, hit the thumbs up. If it didn't, hit the thumbs down. Leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, all the good stuff. Once again, thanks for watching. I'm out.